Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a video that shows off every single base game building in Farming Simulator 25. So if you wanted to know what buildings were in the game before you bought it, we're going to take a look at them here. So first, we're going to take a look at them in the store, and then we are going to walk through this maze of buildings that I've created. So if I hit Shift P to go into our build menu, we have a bunch of sheds and stuff here, but again, we'll look at all of them. So if we start off at the top here, we have sheds. So starting from this one here, we have this little guy here. I'm not going to pull them all out here to show off because we're going to walk through them all here in a bit. But just to give you kind of an idea of a few different ones through here. A lot of these are kind of the same ones that we had, then they just added some more, which is great. So if there was a shed that you particularly liked, you'd have access to that as well. Okay, going down through here. This one is kind of a new one. We have that in FS22, but it was later added in a patch. These sheds are newer here. And this says shack, a place to keep your chickens. So some of the stuff is kind of interesting to me, how it's kind of being done. I'm not sure if this is actually a chicken pen or not, but it says a place to keep your chickens. Place to keep your vehicles and tools. Garage to store your equipment. And this one says a place to keep your pigs. Quonset hut. So I'm assuming maybe if you did like a pasture and then you put this in it, that might work that way. Some more barns down through here. We have quite a bit, actually. So your vehicles and tools. You can see there is a lot. There's definitely probably about double the buildings compared to Farming Simulator 22. But that's all the sheds. So let's walk around the sheds. Very straightforward. Got the horn in there. Should be able to open this guy up here, theoretically. Big shed here. A door out that way, and you can go out that side as well. And I could go now if I do put that away and go to third person. If I have my flashlight out and on, I can't be, at least the way it is right now, I can't be in third person. The moment I take my flashlight out, I am out of third person. So that's a little obnoxious, but anyhow, you got this guy right here, which we've seen these kind of guys before. This is as fast as I can go, unfortunately, in base game here. Boom. Big old shed through there. And this is just to give an overview. This isn't like an in-depth review on every shed that we have in the game. This one you can see there is a repair trigger here, which is great. Plenty of storage space. Now, ones that are placed at kind of weird angles like this, these ones are ones that have snapping. So they snap to these angles, you can't place them kind of however you want. So you got the main kind of bulk storage up there. Shed storage there. And then you have a repair trigger on this side right here, which is great. Now through here, we have this big behemoth of a shed. And some of these do have solar panels and stuff on them still. You can look in there. Oops, there we go. Big open shed space. This is our bulk one that had to be snapped. This one only snaps at 90 degrees. Then we have our big bulk haul here. Another shed here. Again, these are all, none of these are the ones that we've seen so far are new. These are all returning sheds, but this might be your first Farming Simulator franchise, so this might all be new to you. Big bulk haul there. And then here we have another big bulk haul here, which is great. You go over here, we got the nice easy sheds. And we have another one right here, the really deep one. Kind of the big open drive-through shed here. This one is new to base game. And here we get some interesting ones as well. So pretty nifty there. Now this is the one that said for chickens. Looks like it would be good for chickens. You can hit R as well too to turn lights on and off. Nice big shed here as well. This looks nice. Those sound great when they open. I'll loop around the backside. I believe these are all still in the shed category. I want to make sure Yeah, these guys all are here. These ones here. I think that the last shed is going to be this guy down here. Yep, okay. So we still have a while, and then we'll get over to silos. So, some pallets sticking outside of this one. Nice big open shed there. Looks great. It's cool to have kind of these more kind of old school kind of wooden sheds too, to be able to use for storing stuff and for, you know, role play or, you know, starting out on a farm or whatever you want to do with them. Huge shed in here. Absolutely massive, but looks fantastic. Over here we have another shed. Obviously, I guess we're doing only sheds right now. This one's on the base game, or is on Riverbend Springs as part of your starting farm as well. This red shed here, I believe. I believe the red shed, maybe not. No, maybe it's a green one. It's not that one, I don't think. And if we do go into the menu too, if we select like, what's a good one in here to show this? I think this one right here has it. Does this one have it? Yeah, customize. Solar panel, you can do on or off, so you can adjust those as you would like to, which is super cool. We can get out of that there. Is there a... That one doesn't have the color option. There should be ones with color options. If I go customize for this one, that one you can add solar panels too, but I want to change the color. I'm assuming you can change the color here for some of these. Yeah, customized. Yep, there we go. So this one, you can choose what color you'd like to use, which I think that's a lot better way to kind of do it. And then if you've got it customized the way you want to, you can do that, which is pretty cool. So, oh, you can ignore all that. There we go. Got rid of that warning there. Sorry, hit the wrong button. This is a really cool one. Kind of a nice old stone shed. The lighting just looks fantastic too. This looks really cool. Almost kind of creepy in a way. Wouldn't want to be in the shed at night, that's for sure. But it's very cool to have that kind of stuff in here. This is the one that it said was designed kind of for pigs. You can put your pigs in it, which looks great. Now that is it's clipping a little bit. I believe that that's my fault because I think I placed this in place free mode. So that one's kind of my fault. Now I'm curious, something like that shed, could you put solar panels? Again, I'm still learning about this game as well. Nope, this one doesn't have any customization. So ones like that, you're not going to be able to get that option. Little shed here. And there are buildable sheds as well, which I will show you in the store. I'm going to talk about building those and doing that in a different video, but I will show you in the store what you have available to build, at least to start off. Boom. There you go. Nice big storage shed there. And there's a lot of different shapes and sizes and designs, which is nice to have kind of a little bit more to it. And we have a whole nother side of this one. Oh, maybe I can't get in there. Oh, you may not be allowed in that side. It's kind of interesting. Yep. Not allowed in that side, I guess, of that shed. Another shed here. Nice big open shed as well. Really well done. A lot of really good detail on these sheds too, honestly. We can open this up. It's fantastic. Here you go. Go in here, do all your things. Got a lot of decorative items in there. Another nice stone shed here. And yet another kind of more cemented in shed. You got a few different compartments as well, which is quite nice. Got kind of like a little break area there. Should be able to open all of these guys as well. So yeah, got some nice little storages and everything like that. It's a lot of good detail. And this is the last of our sheds here. And again, I know this is going to be a long video. Just bear with me. But there you go. That's the last of our sheds. And now we move on to silos. So they look just great. Let's hop in the store, take a look at them. So we move over up here to select over to silos. So first one here, 75,000 holds basic crops. 20,000 holds basic crops. 70,000 liters, 100,000 liters, 150. We go down here, we have 200,000, 400,000, 800, 800, 980. And that's the Meridian flat bottom bents. Those are part of the oh gosh, the Meridian pack. Yep, sorry, words are hard. Where you have to use specific auger wagons to put stuff in and out of these. So you get stuff out the front there, and I'll do a video on that as well, just to kind of show that off and how to use that. So, but yeah, very cool silos there. If we keep going down here, 6 million, 6 million, 16 million. And then we have also too this guy, which is going to hold your bale and pallets. So it's cool to have those kind of coming back. We have a hayloft, which that's in the game right now. Manure heap, liquid manure silo. Then we have our bunker silos, which over here, the bunker silos do have snapping. So does the manure heap. Everything else is you can place it. What I mean by snapping is you can only rotate it like that. So that's what we're saying about that. And I also showed it here, but they will link up and you can put multiples of these together. They will lock together, or you can place them separately if you'd want to, but they will lock together if you want them to be locked in. So you can do that kind of however you want. And we got some different sizes of bunker silos as well to be able to fill stuff. But let's go and take a look. So I'm just going to walk past them. They look quite nice. Honestly, I like that we have kind of some American old school kind of wooden silos. And then we have all the Unia stuff, which we've had before. Just super great. Got a couple of the Meridian silos here. Move on to some of the kind of larger silos through here. You can see these are just massive. That light's pretty good, actually. It's reflecting off of there pretty well. Yeah, that actually makes a big difference even from a distance. So definitely a much better flashlight than we're used to having. We'll go back to first person there. We got more stuff over here, and here's the bale and pallet storage right here, which definitely looks different than the one we have now. And obviously we saw this as a shed when we were looking at sheds, but it's a different design, but same concept, same functionality. Hayloft right here. It'd be nice to have kind of a more modern hayloft, I think, as well to go with it. Manure heap, liquid manure storage, and then we have all of our bunker silos here. Just going across here. Your small one, medium, large, and then you got your kind of squared one here. And then, of course, we have the ones around the corner here that are linked together, which is great. And the next category that we move on to is silo extensions, which I can't show off all of these right now because some of them have to be paired with something else. And I'll tell you what I mean when I get there. So if we get over here, we have silo extensions. So obviously we have like, these guys are very straightforward here in terms of you can place them by a silo and all that. And it's all very straightforward. Pretty easy to do all those. They're going to look just like these. I didn't place all of these out, as you can see. But yeah, these are all just going to expand the silos. And I have a few of them out here, but didn't place them all out. Now this guy right here, this is a supplementary water tank. I actually have this guy over here. Yeah, because it has to be placed near a greenhouse to be built. And then we have the manure heap extension, which has to be placed near an animal pen. But it's identical to this manure heap here. It's just the one that hooks up to the animals. And this one, same thing, has to be connected with an animal pen. Well, that one lets me go down here, actually. Never mind. That will let me place that, so I could have placed that one down. I thought that one needed animal as well. Now the extension tank, this one just needs to be hooked up with another manure point like that, so you can place this down wherever. That holds 2.6 million liters, which is pretty great. And the manure heap holds 4 million, which is what we have now. And then this guy holds 500,000 right there. So a few different silo extensions in there. Here's a couple of them here as examples. And that's your kind of silo extension stuff there. So that's kind of just me quickly talking about it. But again, they're all the same designs as the regular silos. They just don't have a in and out point. They're also designed as the name would intend to expand those silos out. So next we have containers. We'll get back to constructions. Don't worry. Actually, no, let's talk about constructables before we get moving on to containers here, since they are next. So when you place one of these down, it'll show you kind of what it's going to look like. But if let's just go somewhere. I own all this land over here, so let's just place it down. So if I place this down right here, I have to start bringing stuff there to construct it. So it'll place that down. And again, it'll tell you this building comes as a kit, must be first assembled, deliver all the required materials to the construction site. So you have this house, which is only $1,000 to buy these blueprints, which is great, super cheap. I think you have some sheds down here, which same thing. This one does snap, so be aware of that. But you place it down, and this one does snap too. Is there not a shed that doesn't snap? Huh. The houses rotate. It's interesting all the sheds snap there. But yeah, so you got a few options. You got 5 different options for houses, 4 different options for sheds. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more stuff later, but these are at least to start the only constructables that we have, at least in the game for now. So yeah, that's that for those. And then now we'll move on to containers. So if we go back over here, I've got some containers set up around here. We have the fuel ones, so you have 4 different fuel options, same ones we have now, but from small, holding 10,000, holding 5,000 to 10,000 to 15 to 25. And then we, of course, have a Karma 16. This is going to be filled with different products, I believe seeds and mineral feed and stuff like that. We'll take a look at it down there, though. Then we have the liquid fertilizer tank, the stainless steel fertilizer tank, then we have the water buy point, and then we have the old wind wheel with water tank. So those are all a couple different options there. So if you come up to any of these, you can always just select how much diesel you would like to buy, if you like to buy some diesel. So you can do that. You can see it's empty right now, but all good there. You got those 4 diesel tanks, and then move over here to the kind of the Karma silo. If you hit R there, you can do seeds, mineral feed, or back to seeds. So you can buy that right out. We have the liquid fertilizer here, which this is just going to take liquid fertilizer. And we have the solid steel for solid fertilizer there, so you can put that in there as well. And we have a couple of water buy points right here. And that is all that stuff. And now we move on to utilities. So if we go into here, move over, we have the tools. Now we have this guy right here, which is the weather station, improves the weather forecast available to your farm. So if you place that down, your weather forecast is going to be a little bit more accurate and less susceptible to change. Then we, of course, have a power washer. We have electric charging station. We have the repair trigger here. And then we have a couple of different way stations. So nothing terribly new here, to be honest. Everything's pretty much standard. If I go up here and grab this, still can power wash, do my thing. That thing makes some calculating noises, which is kind of nifty. Here we have, again, a repair trigger, which is great. And if we move on here, we have a couple of way stations here, which is also fantastic. So we have all those. And now I believe next is houses. I think houses are up next. Let's go ahead and pop in here. Yep, farmhouses. So we got a few. More than base game we have now, I believe. And we got a couple of cool ones as well. So obviously we have like the ones like, I believe, which one is that? I believe this one is from Hutan Pantai, the base game house. And I think this one for, I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. I think it's those. Could be this. Actually, this one I think might be for Riverbend Springs. But anyhow, we have several options ranging through here. They all have the same function, essentially, where you can sleep at them. But, yeah, various prices and styles and designs and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So if I hop out of there, again, we can go up to the wardrobe trigger, which is that guy right there. Or we can walk up to the sleep trigger. And you can have it set to whenever you want to wake up, which is great. You have a lot more flexibility over that. So if I wanted to go here and I wanted to sleep for an hour, I could set this. I don't even have to sleep for an hour. I could sleep for just 20 minutes. There we go. Now it's 12:30. So you can use it as more of a skip time function than anything else. So they're more useful than before. You can't go inside of them. I don't believe any of them you can go inside of. So don't expect that. Yeah, can't go in there. You can see it's nice and mirrored. That reflection off of there, it looks really good. Our beautiful farmhouse here. And this one's got kind of like a cool little carport here, which I really like this setup. It'd be cool if you can go out in the second area here and go in there. It'd be cool if you can go inside of them, but you just can't. Nice sleep trigger there. This house is huge. You can go up the front steps there if you want to. This house is absolutely massive. You have sleep and wardrobe trigger up there. Yeah, huge house. And over here, sleep and wardrobe trigger right up front. Can't go on it again. Same thing with this one, sleep and wardrobe up front. Can't go inside. And same here. Maybe this one's from Hutan. I can't remember. I'm not going to try to remember anymore. We got kind of a really rundown house. Needs a little bit of work. And then over here, we got another sleep trigger house here. All set. And we got this last one right over here. And then there's our greenhouse water tank, of course, we mentioned earlier. But yeah, there you guys go for those. Now we are on to greenhouses. So greenhouses are pretty exciting. If we go down here, we're going to skip over factories for now. We're going to go right over to greenhouses. So we have one that's going to take and make your rice pallets, or your rice sapling pallets. Then we have 3 different sizes and one that's going to make all your other basic greenhouse crops, which the names are escaping me. Let me look over at my sheet here. Strawberries, lettuce, tomatoes. We have those now. Then you also have cabbage right here. And then we have garlic, as I predicted. And then we have green onions here, or spring onions, sorry. And then chili peppers, which are super great there. Then if I hop out of... Yep, okay. Let's keep going here. So we have those ones. Yep, those 3 there. And then we have these 3, different design there. And then finally we have these 3 different mushroom greenhouses, which will have oyster mushrooms, which are these guys right here, and then enoki. mushrooms, which are those guys right there. So pretty cool to have those. A lot of different greenhouse options in this base game comparatively. And again, you can go inside all of the greenhouses and you can adjust them. They're going to be a production menu, so you have the production information here to be able to do what you'd like to do. So if we wanted to go over like this one, for example, and we wanted to activate specific things, we can go ahead and activate that or activate that, and you can see they light up, which is kind of nice. So it looks quite nice if you have all of these guys growing. Now, they're actually looking really nice even without water right now, but very cool. Then, of course, you have medium one, then the large one. Then we change styles to kind of this style here, more box-like. We have the small, the medium, and finally the large here. And you can just put your water and whatnot in. And then we have the mushroom greenhouses, which these guys are really cool looking, to be honest. But if we go in here, we can activate these guys. And again, it's going to have a little icon saying it needs water. Doesn't have water, but they look really cool. Yeah, very cool greenhouses. That one's kind of more see-through. These ones are less see-through. We've seen this one before. This one I saw in the preview, and that's how we kind of discovered mushrooms. And then we have the large one here, which is the last of the greenhouses, which is super cool. And then next up, we have just kind of our vines, which is, you know, we've seen this stuff before. So it's under cultivation. We also have our rice paddy, which we'll talk about here in a second. So we have these guys. Again, you can line them up to kind of match along what's going on there, or obviously you can do whatever you would like to somewhere else. And then we have, again, olives and grapes, just like we have now. And then if we go to rice paddy, I made just a very small rice field here, but I could do that again if I wanted to. You place down, you just do that. You have to have at least 3 corners. I could make it. Can't be super close to another, but I can make a pretty strange shaped field there. And then I hit right click to finish. And I've just made just the weirdest shaped rice field. But you can do it if you'd like to have a weird shaped rice field. You can make it happen. So again, it doesn't have to be super large, but you can essentially place down a field like this. Now, you can't paint fields down, but if you did put a field in this way, you can plant anything in here you want. You just don't have to flood it. But if I go up here, I can flood it if I'd like to. So if I click, it'll start dumping some water in there and do all that for me. But we'll talk about rice in a future video. And now we move on to generators. So if I go into the menu here, move forward one, we just have a few generators for just these guys right here. Now we have the big one there, but we have small guy, which is 0 to 648 a month, 0 to 984, 0 to 8922, 0 to 13920, and the 0 to 67680. Now, I don't know if the weather will affect that or not. I just don't know, but still very cool. Solar, all that stuff. Looks great. Fantastic options. And then we move on to a huge category here. We have sell points, which are great. So if we go into the menu, we're going to scroll back over to sell points. So this is in order here. So we have the biomass heating plant, which takes your straw bales, silage, wood chips, that sort of thing. Then we have the piano manufacturer, which will take in wood planks to make pianos for you. Then we have the a small biomass heating plant, which will take straw and wood chips. We have a small debris crusher, which takes your stones. We have a large debris crusher, also takes your stones. We have a small farmer's kiosk, which will take your mozzarella cheese and a bunch of other products. And it should scroll through all those if we wait here a second. There it goes, starts scrolling. And you can see all the various products. And there's a ton of new products in this game that you can sell off. And this too should have some visual element of some of those new products as well, as it is doing its thing. So it's pretty cool. Then we have a big farmer's kiosk, and then we have the farmer's market, which also takes all those products. So there's actually not a ton under selling points. I thought there's more, but I think I'm thinking of productions, but there's not a ton under here. Actually, there's really not a lot for you to do in terms of sell points. But yeah, so got the big biomass heating plant. I don't think any of this stuff opens up. You can place your stuff there. Piano manufacturer, it's the same thing as we've seen before in Zelanka on the premium expansion to FS22. Your piano will slowly get constructed there. You put your planks over here. We have the small biomass heating plant. We have the small debris crusher, large debris crusher. Then we have our farmer's market stand one there. Big one here, which looks great, and it should fill up as you put stuff in it. And then we have the farmer's market right here, which this one, you can go inside. And all these things should fill up as you put stuff in them, which is super cool. And that is that for those. And now we move on over here to productions, which this is a daunting category. And there's so many buildings. I didn't even have them all placed out now, so I'm actually gonna have to put a break in halfway through this video, or maybe not quite halfway through, where I do a break to put the other animal pens and stuff like that down so you guys can see those. But yeah, let's talk about production. So if we go into the menu here, 3 BGA options. Let's go back over to productions here. 3 BGA options. We have a 99 kilowatt, 250, and a 500. So that's these three respectively, up to 1.1 million. And then of course we have our bakery point, carpentry point, cement factory, cereal factory, dairy, grain mill, grape processing unit, oil mill, paper factory, sawmill, the wood miser LT15. So it's different from this one. You can see we have a couple different. This one will make prefab walls. This one won't, but always the same. Spinnery, sugar mill, tailor shop, debris crusher. This one takes goods and transforms them into different products, is what it says. I'm assuming this will maybe make lime or something. Again, haven't tested it out. We have the cooper. We have the rope maker, tailor shop, and then we have bakery, other options for them, dairy, potato processing, preserved food processing, soup factory, spinnery, bakery again, preserved food factory, small ones, you have small ones for your farm, carpentry, dairy, grain mill, grape processor, small oil mill, sawmill, spinnery, and sugar mill there. So you have a lot of small productions there, which are great. And also the tailor shop there. We have a small one of those. We have another bakery option here, big canning food option there, and then the grape processing unit again down there. So some big factories and all sorts of in-between. So a lot of stuff happening, to be honest, here. I'm not going to walk down and see those other BGAs. They're pretty self-explanatory. They're similar to the other BGAs. But yeah, so let's get over here to... I can't go any faster. This is me. This is me running base game speed. I don't have any more speed that I can give myself right now without any cheaty mods that we don't have yet. But yeah, you can see the bakery here. I don't think you can go inside any of these. Yep, can't go inside there. And here, which one do we have here? We have the carpentry there. Okay. Can't go in there. Let me loop around here. This one? Which one is this one? Oh, the cement factory. Yeah, there we go. Cement factory. This is the cereal factory here. And then we have one of our dairies right here. And over here we have the grain mill. Pretty sweet. Grape processing unit. Over here with the oil mill, which this one looks different. So there's some nifty new kind of production, new looking productions, and there are new productions as well, but a lot of cool stuff, which is nice. And we've seen that building before over there, and that's the spinnery, I believe, right there. Paper factory here, or maybe it's the tailor. We'll go check in a second. This is from the Platinum expansion. Then we have our first and second sawmill here. Then over here, we got here. What is this one? This is, oh, this is Spinnery Point right there. And this sugar mill, which that's a big, very industrious sugar mill, like that one. And then we have Lilo's, or Lilo's, not Lilo. I don't know why I said Lilo. Lilo's tailor shop here. Here's this, is this debris crusher? Yeah, this is one of the debris crusher type things. Which this one I am curious about. Because it didn't show us exactly what products it would intake and output. So it might be something that... maybe it's just something that gives you stone. Yeah, it might just give you stone. It might be like kind of similar function to the iron mill. Or the iron mine, excuse me. From FS... oh goodness, from FS22. Here we have the Cooper, which is great. This one, I believe, is this the big canning? Yeah, oh, rope maker. It's the big old rope maker here. Takes cotton and wool to make rope for you. I know some people thought you were going to get hemp. You definitely were not. You were never was an idea. Tailor shop here. We have a bakery here. Another large dairy here. Yeah, very large one. And then what is this guy down here? Oh, the potato processing plant, which we've seen that from the premium expansion, which is great. We have, of course, the soup factory from the premium expansion, which just has a bunch of new soups and stuff. If we keep moving along here, we have ourselves the spinnery. And then we get to some of the small productions, which are super cool. So here we have the small bakery, which looks like, it just looks great. So this is a small grape processor. It's fantastic. I love these guys. Grain mill, or oil mill, sorry, oil mill there. This one's got to be like the, oh, preserved food. Oh, interesting. So nifty, some of this stuff. Over here, it's got to be a small sawmill. I love the little mini productions. This is a really great addition to the game, honestly. Dairy here. And this one. Oh, the spinnery. Yeah. Big old, I'm not even trying to say what I think those are. I can't remember what the name is or the word. Little sugar mill here. This has got to be the grain mill. Got to be. Grain mill, yep. And then here is the little tailor shop. I love it. Those are fantastic. So those are the productions there. And what I have left, so second half of this video, I'm going to have to take a little break here to get into it a little bit more. I'm going to go through all of our different animal pens through here. And then we'll go through some different decoration stuff and then take a look at some of the plants and trees and stuff. So I'll go ahead and set that up and I'll be back with you. All right, now on to animal pens. More specifically, we're going to talk about cow pens. I can only place so many on the map, so I don't have them all placed right now. So again, I'll put a little cut in there and add them in. But we have all of our cow pens here. If we go into the build mode, we go under animals, and then we have cows. And we have several different ones in here. So this one will hold 7. Then we have one that will hold 35, then 99, then 50, then 96, then 93. And this one does have the auto feeding robot magic going on for it. So that's all good there. But yes, now when you do place these, and I can't actually, let me demolish, let me go ahead and get out of that. Let me demolish, get out of there. Let me go back to the build mode here. Hold on, can I, yeah, enter demolition mode. There we go. I'm going to demolish this just to demonstrate this. When you do go to place them, I'll put it at an angle so it's a little bit different. Do you want to customize the fence? If you hit yes, you can put whatever custom fence you would like to have that will allow you to do in. And then do you want to plant meadow? You can hit yes, and that'll plant meadow inside of that fence. So that's how you kind of customize the size and stuff like that. Now, I don't think it's going to change how many animals it'll hold. If I go up here, it's still going to be 7. Now, we'll also note, though, you can put your water buffalo and cows in the same pen. There are 4 different types of cows, and then 1 type water buffalo. That's to... Oops. Yeah, that's to get rid of them. That's to add them in. So you can do that. But yeah, so nice pen there. This pen, you can put your feed and stuff in here. This one's got some nice lighting. I like that. Your way to come in and do what you need to do here. So we have more than we had in base game, though they're not a ton of difference there. I turned those lights on. That was me that did that, by the way. We can open up in here. Go through there if we want to. We got a bigger one over here, so quite a few different options, honestly, base game. I haven't done too much experimenting to see, well, if I make the pasture absolutely mahoosive, as Mr. Sleepy would say, do I get to put more cows in it? I haven't done any of that experimenting yet, so. And then finally, we have the auto-feeding robot pen over yonder here. So, again, the auto-feeding robot, you'd put your food in out here, and then it will do what it needs to do to get things taken care of for you. It does require mineral feed, is my understanding as well, to make this work. But yes, okay. So got all that. Now, let's move on to the next set of pens, which we are going to look at is horses. So horses, 5 pens, very straightforward. These 5 right here, nothing too crazy about it. And actually, I'm just going to, real quick while I'm in here, we're going to sell that one off because I'll be able to do all the pigs at one time here in a second as well. But yes, so we have horses here, all fine and dandy. And if we go in here too, I should also note, if I go in here and I put just a horse in here, select, let's just buy a horse. If I go into this animal menu here, I don't think I can do it here. Now I have to go actually into the menu. If I go down here and take a look at, if I scroll over to one of my horses, my one that has someone in it. You do have an area at the bottom here, which just has nothing right now. which this is different, the feeding anyways. But down here, you have nothing in here. This is where your meadow grass will kind of show up. So if they're able to eat that. So you can see here, meadow, 40% is what the effectiveness. So I'm not sure actually if horses can do it since it's not showing anything down there. But only time will kind of tell. So we'll have to see. And I'll do some more testing with that. But here we're supposed to focus on the building. So I'm going to get back onto that. Got our next horse barn here, a little bit smaller. Nothing too crazy with the barns here. There you go. But yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. And like, for example, pigs, I'm sure won't be able to graze, but we'll get to those in a second. And this is kind of the largest of the horse barns here. And there you go. And if we take a look in there, again, that can do 16 horses, which would be the most. Is these two at the end that you can both do 16. So pretty cool. But now we can move on to pigs, which are great. I'm going to place down the last pen, which I haven't placed down yet. And see again, I don't want to customize it, and I don't want to do that. And if you hit no to it, it's not going to put anything in there. For the pigs, it just makes it dirt, basically. But still interesting. So there are pigs here. And we can go over here if we want to do. Take a look at what pigs we can put in there. You can see all of our different pigs and piglets and whatnot. And the piglets are so cute. They really are. It doesn't look like you can buy a fully grown one because they get bigger than that. So you might not be able to buy those fully grown, which is kind of interesting. And over here, this one doesn't even have a pasture on it. This is all internal pigs. And that one also same way. And then we have a couple of the standard ones that we were kind of used to from Horman. So there you go. That's all the pigs there. I'm going to put a quick pause in and get some more animal pens placed down for you guys. So I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, moving forward, time for chickens. So if we go in the build menu, go up here to chickens. Here we are. We have these different pens through here. Quite a few different ones here, ranging between we have 31, 30, 20, 20, 20, 20, and 360. Now, I will say, when you place these, you cannot adjust any of the pastures or choose to have them planted or not. That's just not available for chickens, so just be aware of that. But yeah, they look quite nice. Now, there's a massive pasture in the back there that I built, and I will talk about that here in a second. But yeah, you can go in here, you can get your roosters, and you can get your chickens and whatever have you. So, all good to go. I do like to have some kind of more small, kind of more custom home-built looking ones, which is kind of nice. So, yeah, chickens there. And I believe here's where we switch over to, yes, sheep barn. All right, so here we are at the sheep barns. If I go into the build menu here, you can scroll back one here. We have 4 sheep barn available. Now, these ones you can customize the pastures, and I made an absolute massive pasture here to see how many animals I can fit in there, because you can increase the capacity. So that one, that's actually, I should go in there and take a look. That one at the end is normally at 19 if you build it in the just standard that size. So 19 sheep, let's see what we actually bumped it up to. But again, we have this one here. And if we go in here too, another thing to note is this is also where you're going to get your goats. So your goats down here, you're going to place them into your sheep pastures. That's where they're going to go, which is pretty standard. And you can mix them. You should be able to mix them in there. So have sheep and goats in there at the same time. But let's go ahead and take a look at this one, at what the capacity is with how big we made it. 735 is what we can put in there, which is incredible. So we can do that if we'd like to, which is awesome. That is how that's all going to work. Now, Meadow says 0 down there, I think because it hasn't really registered anything. I think after a while it will put some more. But yeah, you can put 735 in there. So there's your kind of expandable, customizable pastures and everything like that. So that's all fine and dandy, which is great. Now, the next one is a little ridiculous. Next category is fencing. So we get down here to kind of the decorative objects. And we'll come back. There's some more in the animal category. I know that you guys are wondering. But we have so many different options. It is a ridiculous. See all of them placed out here. That is all of the base game fences, is all those options. That is a ton. Now, the other thing to all note is on a lot of them, when you go to place them, it says switch segment type. So if I was going to place this to there, then the next one I can switch it. So I can hit N to go to a gate, or hit N again to go to a small gate. So then I can go to big gate, and then I could switch back to the fence itself right there if I wanted to. So that's how they are being done, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So let's go ahead and demolition mode. I should be able to just delete these Now you can't delete them. You can delete them as whole segments, which is nice, but you can't delete them individually anymore, which is kind of a bummer. So anyhow, let's walk quickly through all of these various fences. I mean, some of these are really cool as well. Let's walk. Taking a look at all of these various fence types through here. I'll leave my light on so you can see them a little bit better. But there is an absolute ton of fencing available just in base game. This is just base game. Some of them are pretty wide. Like, that's a pretty thick stone wall, which is pretty cool to see kind of some of that depth and stuff there. So they've really taken this feature and run with it, which I think is fantastic. And we're not even, I mean, we're almost done, but we still have quite a few left to go. Yeah, there's so many fences. So many fences. And then we get down here. And we're good. But let's move back to animals here for a second. So we have beehives here, which if we hop into the menu, go back up to animals, go over to bees. We have bees through here, which this I also like too. Will hold more than one pallet. Looks like it probably can hold 3 pallets with how that's positioned on there. So that's really nice. Really like that. But yeah, some various different styles and everything like this. They look nice. I think they're great. You still hear the bees. The animations are good. They're coming in and out of the hives. And then we move down here to our dog, which this dog looks fantastic. Nice kind of yellow lab there, which is fantastic. But yeah, we just have the one dog pen here. There's no customizations or anything like that. It just is what it is. We can come up to it if I get this out of my hand. We can come up to it and we can fill the bowls down there still if we want to. This is Houston. I can grab the ball and I can drop it. You can't throw at things anymore from what we've been able to see. Oh, he goes and gets it. That's great. He runs around with it. Fantastic. It's a little bit more interactive, I think. Oh, I lost the ball through the map. Well, oh no, it came back over here. So you can't throw things anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, there we go. Throw object. See, I didn't really throw it very far. But he'll go get it. So you can play fetch with your dog if you'd like to. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah, that's what I got in terms of that. Now we have some lighting. A lot of lighting as well. A lot of lighting options. So they did, and wait until we get to decorative objects. It's absolutely insane. So if we go down here, move over to lighting, we just have a ton of lighting options, varying in prices and everything like that. So got some big lights through here, and we have like small little garden lamps and things like that. But an absolute ton. Absolute ton. Yeah, just a lot of lighting. So you want to light up your farm? There's plenty of lights to do it. And then we get onto these guys. We have decorative buildings now. So if we go over here to others, if we go back up to the top, there's a ton. There's an, oh, our dog brought her ball back. That's fantastic. Oh, he probably took him a while to get over to us, but that was great. He's such a gooder boy, he looks like. But anyhow, we have a lot of decorative objects of all sorts of shapes and sizes, and like some of the ones that we had before, like these guys were there before, and like those, maybe that one there. But anyhow, and these guys at the very bottom, these are buildable ones. So these sheds will exist, but you do have to build them. So they come as a kit. So it's kind of weird that they're in here because they're not under like Constructables, but they, yeah, it's still nice. And you can open these sheds. Oh, you can open these sheds as well. I don't know if, oh, we can place stuff in these sheds too. You can see some of the different stuff there. So we have like these little tool sheds and stuff, which these are fantastic. You can go up to those and see what things you can place down. A couple things of spray paint, things like that. That just is fantastic. I love that feature. We've seen this shed before. Should have a horse brush, spray canes, and then 4 chainsaws if you need that many chainsaws. Our dog is following us around. That's fantastic. I've never seen the dog follow quite that much through a map, but then we have some decorative water tower buildings here. They don't do anything, I believe. Kind of like some decorative old silos, little sheds here. I wonder, can we go in the back of this? Oh, that would have been cool if that was like a little tool shed. That would have been pretty sweet. We can get in that. And that lock disappeared. You guys see that? I don't think there's room for anything in here, but see, it's locked up. And then it goes on the outside of that gate. And then we hear it lock when it closes. Thankfully, I can open this on the outside. I always have been trapped in there. which that's pretty cool. Just like a little extra bit of detail that was done. So I like that. Another little shed there. This one looks like a nightmare, but very thin little barn type thing there, but still very nifty. And then we have another shed here. Another one here, which we can open up. Take a look inside. We can open that up if we like to. I love that garage door animation. That's great. Have some space in there to put stuff. We go in here? I'm surprised we can't go in there. It's like a little container house that you would have dropped off somewhere. Very interesting. Can we get in it? Oh, this one we can get into. I don't know why we couldn't get in that one, but look, there's a light in here too, yeah. There's a light in that one. That's kind of nifty. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you couldn't get in this one. Huh. Oh no, maybe I just have to go in this way. Yep, I have to go on the side. I can't go in that front door, but yep, you can go in that way and you can turn on the light as well. Pretty cool. Yeah, some of this stuff is just really cool to have in the game now. We go in there. Can't go in this one. This one looks like it's strictly decorative. These are more just decorative buildings, which makes sense. Yep, that one's definitely one you can't go in. Can't go in this one either. You can tell by the windows. Here's a big garage type thing. Here, can we not go in this one? Oh, this is just decorative. Darn, it'd be fun if you could go in that one. That's such a nice big shed. I hope we can go in this one. This is almost like a horse riding arena in a lot of ways. Yeah, we can go in this one. That's pretty cool. And again, we just have a ton of them. We got this guy out here. We have all these guys through here. This one looks like you should be able to go inside of it. Yep, this one you can go inside of. That's great. Now I'm assuming these guys are all going to be, you can't go inside of them. Yep. Yeah, you aren't going to be able to go in those. This guy, maybe? Oh, can't go in that one. But for the amount that you can go in, I mean, that's still pretty cool. That one you can't go in for sure. You can tell by the way it is. This one would be cool if we can go in that one. We can always go in this nice big shed, though. And then here's what those construction projects will look like for the ones that, the small sheds and things at the end that you can build, which is great. And then we move on to landscaping stuff here. So if we go in the menu, go down to landscaping, we still have the same sculpting tools we had before. Here we have painting, so we have a few new options. I wish there was more. You got kind of like a dirt grass type thing, asphalt, the paving stones that we're on now, then a couple more dirt options, the grass, gravel, some rocks. And this is interesting though, as you paint it, look at that terrain. It's definitely not even. So I'll put that away. Go into third person. That's definitely not even. We got some cobblestone options here. Another one here. There we go. And then we have some trees and the painting textures here. So if I go in here, we have all the trees, tons of different trees available, which just to save time, I'm just going to fly by them so we can see them a little bit better that way. But you can see just a lot of really good trees out there. And then we have these ones down here at the end. And then we have all of our painting textures, which we'll look through here in a second for plants. Oops. Yep, plants. Quite a few options, nothing too crazy. You got bushes, and then you have the medium and small versions of them. They have tall, medium, small here. These ones are really tall here, but then you have medium, small, tall, medium, small. Then you have grass, you have long, medium, and then short. So a lot of different options there, but yeah, it's quite cool. A lot of really good buildings in this game, and I want to make sure I don't think we missed anything. I think we've gone through every category pretty much. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful and give you a little bit more insight to what's in the game. But if you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.